Captain Ethan Harris adjusted his helmet as the dropship's engines roared beneath him. Outside, the alien world of Zytheria stretched endlessly, a landscape of jagged mountains, dense violet forests, and rivers that shimmered like liquid silver under the dim light of the twin suns. Reports had warned him that the planet was dangerous, but nothing could have prepared him for what awaited. The mission was simple on paper: scout the area, gather intelligence, and return. But the destruction that had swept across the alien colonies suggested something far more sinister than any regular enemy. Entire towns had been abandoned, their streets empty, their buildings eerily intact, yet twisted as if something invisible had passed through. Ethan glanced at the holographic map in the dropship. Tiny red blips marked signs of recent activity, traces of energy that human sensors could detect, but alien inhabitants could not. "Captain," said Lieutenant Morales, his second-in-command, "our scans show nothing living nearby. But the locals' reports, they speak of a shadow queen who moves unseen. I don't know if it's superstition or something real." Ethan frowned. "A queen? What does that even mean in this context? Are we talking about a commander? A predator? Or something else?" Morales shook his head. "They say she can appear and disappear at will. No one can see her except... I don't know. They're frightened. They're frightened." Ethan nodded slowly. Something in him stirred a mixture of curiosity and unease. He had faced enemies on countless battlefields, from Earth to far-flung colonies, but the idea of an invisible opponent was something new. "All right. We stay sharp. No heroics, no splitting up. Eyes open, brains working." The dropship landed in a clearing near one of the abandoned colonies. The engines shut down, leaving an almost unnatural silence. Ethan stepped out first, his boots crunching over violet soil that seemed almost alive, pulsating faintly under the sunlight. The air was thick, almost metallic, but breathable. "Stay close," Ethan said, scanning the ruins. Broken buildings rose like skeletons against the sky. Windows were shattered, doors torn from their hinges. And yet, there was no sign of struggle. No bodies, no blood, just absence. Morales followed him, rifle ready. "This is wrong," he muttered. "Too quiet. I don't like it." Ethan agreed silently. He felt it too, a presence, subtle and almost watching. He could not explain why, but instinct told him they were not alone. As they moved deeper into the colony, Ethan's helmet sensors picked up faint energy traces. They flickered in patterns too irregular to be machines or natural phenomena. He slowed down, crouching near a toppled market stall. "Do you see that?" he whispered. A shimmer appeared in the air, almost like heat waves but more defined, forming a vague silhouette. It was tall, elegant, and moved with grace that defied normal physics. Morales blinked. "See what?" "There's nothing there, Captain." Ethan's eyes narrowed. He realized something impossible. He could see it. The figure, tall, slender, and terrifyingly beautiful, stood a few meters away. Her skin glowed faintly in the dim light, her hair flowing as if underwater. Her eyes, he could see her eyes, sharp and intelligent, scanning him like a predator studying prey. What are you?" Ethan muttered. The figure tilted her head, a soft smile forming. "How can you see me, human?" Her voice was not heard. It was in his mind, clear and melodic, yet chilling. "No others have seen me. No others have felt my presence." Ethan froze, struggling to keep calm. Telepathy? An illusion? None of it mattered. He could see her, and she was real. I don't know," he stammered. I just see you." Her eyes glimmered. "Fascinating. You are not like the others. There is something in you. Different. You are human." Morales whispered behind him, oblivious to the Queen. "Captain? What's going on? Who are you talking to?" Ethan shook his head slightly, trying to ground himself. "Keep your eyes open. Something is here. Something alive." The Queen's gaze studied him silently. She seemed curious, not hostile, yet the danger was palpable. Her presence made the air colder, denser. Ethan's instincts screamed caution, but he could not look away. "I am called Lysara," she said, still in his mind. "I am the protector of this world. You see me because of your rare gift." Ethan frowned. She shook her head, her long hair swaying. "No, I did not destroy them. Something else came. Something stronger. I have been invisible to all, hiding, observing, waiting." Suddenly, a tremor shook the ground. Distant explosions echoed across the horizon. Ethan's heart raced. "What is that?" "Enemies," Lysara replied simply. "A warlord from the stars, seeking to enslave every being on Zytheria. I cannot face him alone." Ethan swallowed hard. The magnitude of what he had stumbled into hit him. He was just a soldier, trained for combat and strategy, not diplomacy, with alien queens. Yet here he was, staring at a being no one else could see, in a world on the brink of annihilation. "We need to get out of here," Morales said, scanning the area nervously. "We're outnumbered, and we don't even know what we're up against." Ethan shook his head. "No. We need answers. Whatever this Queen is, she knows things we don't. And somehow, she can't fight this warlord alone. Maybe we can help." Lysara observed him closely. "You are brave, human, and reckless. Perhaps this is why you can see me. The others would not dare approach me. Not with eyes open and mind alert." Ethan nodded slowly. "I don't know how or why, but I can see you. And I want to help. But first, we need to understand." She extended a hand, almost as if inviting him to follow. "Come, human. I will show you what has happened here. You must see the truth for yourself." Ethan glanced at Morales, who looked unsure but trusted his captain. Together, they followed Lysara through the ruins. As they walked, Ethan realized that the colony's devastation was unlike anything he had ever seen. Buildings were twisted, machinery melted or frozen in time, but there was no sign of conventional weapons. It was as if some invisible force had passed through, leaving only echoes. Lysara led them to a vast, shattered plaza at the colony's center. The ground was cracked, and strange, glowing symbols hovered in the air. Ethan's helmet scanners struggled to make sense of them, but Lysara's presence seemed to stabilize the readings. "This was once a thriving colony," she explained in his mind. "Now, it is a shadow of its former self." The warlord's forces arrived swiftly. "I tried to protect them, but I am invisible to most. My powers are limited when I cannot be seen." Ethan felt a mix of awe and fear. The being before him was unlike anything he had encountered, a creature of immense power, yet bound by rules he could barely comprehend. "Why can I see you?" he asked again, genuinely puzzled. "Because you are human," she said. "Your eyes, your mind. They are attuned to what others cannot perceive. There is a reason your kind survives against odds that others find impossible. You notice what others ignore. You see what others cannot." Ethan blinked. The word sank in. Humanity, in all its resilience and unpredictability, was being recognized by a being from another world. He felt a strange pride mixed with fear. Suddenly, a sound, a low, mechanical hum, echoed through the plaza. Ethan's instincts kicked in. "We're not alone," he whispered. Lysara's expression hardened. "They are near." The warlord's scouts. We must move quickly. With a gesture, she vanished from sight, only for Ethan to keep seeing her silhouette shimmering faintly before him. Morales, unaware, moved cautiously, rifle raised. Ethan had to guide them without revealing the truth of Lysara's presence. They navigated through twisted streets, avoiding patrols. Ethan realized his unique ability gave them an advantage. He could see threats that others could not, detecting ambushes before they occurred. It was both empowering and terrifying. As night fell, the twin moons of Scytheria rose, casting pale light over the ruins. They found shelter in a collapsed tower, and for the first time, Ethan had a moment to breathe. "Why me?" he asked Lysara, speaking quietly in his mind. "Because you can see beyond the obvious, human," she replied. "Because you are different. And because, perhaps, you are the key to saving this world." Ethan stared at her shimmering form, feeling the weight of her words. He had faced countless battles, but nothing had prepared him for this. An invisible ally. An alien world on the brink of destruction, and a threat unlike any human had ever known. And yet, for the first time, he felt hope. The Queen, the invisible protector, had chosen him, and for reasons he could not yet understand, he could see her. He took a deep breath. Whatever came next, he would face it. Not as a lone soldier, but as the human who could see the invisible. And somewhere deep in the shadows of Scytheria, the warlord's forces stirred, unaware that the planet's salvation might lie in the eyes of a single human soldier. The night settled over the ruined colony, but for Ethan Harris, sleep would not come. He could see her, and she could see him. The ruined tower they sheltered in seemed safer than the open streets, yet Ethan could not shake the feeling of being watched. Lysara hovered nearby, visible only to him, her form glowing faintly in the moonlight. Morales was uneasy, pacing back and forth, muttering about the silence and the strange energy readings his instruments kept picking up. Ethan studied Lysara. She was unlike anything he had encountered. Graceful, powerful, yet cautious. Despite her alien appearance, there was intelligence and wisdom in her eyes, and he realized that this being was not just a creature of power. She was a protector. "We need to understand what we are facing," Ethan said quietly, speaking more to himself than anyone else. "This warlord, he's not just attacking colonies. He's planning something bigger. And Lysara, whatever powers you have, we need them." Lysara tilted her head. "You are perceptive. Most humans would run. Most aliens would ignore me, seeing only what is visible. But you see beyond." Ethan gave a small, tired smile. "Guess that's my job, seeing what others can't." Morales stopped pacing and frowned. "Captain, are you talking to someone? I don't see anyone." Ethan glanced at him, a little amused but mostly cautious. Just thinking aloud. He knew he could not explain Lysara yet. No one would believe him. Lysara floated closer, her gaze steady. "I must show you the truth of this planet. You cannot fight what you do not understand." Ethan nodded. They moved cautiously through the ruins, Ethan leading Morales through side streets, avoiding patrols that lurked just beyond the broken walls. The further they went, the more destruction they saw: collapsed buildings, scorched ground, and strange, alien machinery that hummed faintly, as if still alive. Finally, Lysara stopped before a massive structure, half buried in rubble. It was a dome of strange crystal-like metal, glowing softly, with internal light. "This is what remains of the central colony," she explained in his mind. "It was attacked while I was hidden. I tried to protect them, but my presence is invisible to most. Only you can see me, human." Ethan studied the dome. "So you've been hiding, waiting for someone who can help?" "Yes," Lysara replied. And now, perhaps, that someone is you. Morales looked at him with concern. Captain, what are you seeing? There's nothing here but ruins. Ethan shook his head, keeping his voice low. Just follow me. Trust me. Inside the dome, the devastation was worse. Machinery was smashed, walls scorched, and holographic displays flickered weakly. But in the center, Ethan saw movement shadows, flickering unnaturally. Lysara's form shimmered brighter, revealing her more clearly. These are the warlord's scouts, she said. They seek to enslave this world. I tried to fight them, but alone, I am limited. I need your help. Ethan swallowed hard. My help? I'm just a soldier. I've fought humans, aliens, but nothing like this. Lysara's eyes softened. You underestimate yourself. Your kind survives where others fail. You see what others cannot. You will be the difference between defeat and survival. Ethan nodded slowly, feeling a sense of purpose he had not felt in years. All right. Then, we work together. But first, tell me how we fight them. Away. Nutted problem. Just a stealthin. Nutted problem. Lysara gestured, and a holographic map of the colony appeared in the air. It showed the positions of enemy patrols, energy readings, and weak points in the alien defenses. We must move carefully, she explained. The warlord's forces are strong, but they underestimate humans. You can see things my people cannot. That will be our advantage. Ethan studied the map. We can set traps, use the terrain. We can turn their numbers against them. Lysara nodded. Yes, but you must understand this is not just a battle. It is a test of trust. You must trust me, and I must trust you. Ethan looked at her. I don't have a choice, do I? Choice is always yours, she said softly. But wisdom comes in knowing when to take risks. They moved through the colony, carefully avoiding patrols. Ethan realized that his unique vision gave them an advantage. He could see scouts hidden by cloaking technology, detect traps invisible to sensors, and anticipate ambushes before they happened. Morales, unaware of Lysara, followed closely, relying on Ethan's instincts. As they approached a narrow street, Lysara suddenly stopped. They are near, she warned in his mind. Prepare yourself. Ethan crouched behind a broken wall, rifle ready. He could see the enemy scouts now, moving silently, their armor dark and sleek, weapons designed to strike with precision. Morales whispered, Captain. Ethan shook his head. Just follow my lead. The scouts passed, unaware of their presence. Ethan led his team through a series of alleys, using his human instincts and Lysara's guidance to avoid detection. They reached the heart of the colony, a plaza filled with alien machinery and glowing symbols. This is where the warlord's forces will strike next, Lysara said. We must prepare defenses and warn the inhabitants if any remain. Ethan looked around. We can set traps, disable their weapons, maybe even draw them into a narrow area where we can control the fight. Lysara nodded. Yes, but time is short. They will strike soon. Together, they worked quickly, using debris, alien machinery, and Lysara's energy to create defensive positions. Ethan realized that their combination of human ingenuity and alien power was surprisingly effective. Morales moved cautiously, following Ethan's instructions, without understanding the full picture. As night fell, the enemy attack began. Shadows moved across the plaza, and energy weapons fired from hidden positions. Ethan's ability to see the invisible allowed him to anticipate attacks, directing Morales and Lysara to respond. The battle was chaotic but precise. Ethan's human instincts, combined with Lysara's alien abilities, allowed them to neutralize enemy scouts efficiently. Each move felt like a dance, human and alien working together, each complementing the other's strengths. During a brief pause, Lysara floated beside Ethan. "You are stronger than you realize," she said. "Your people are underestimated by many, yet you adapt and overcome. This is why I have chosen to reveal myself to you." Ethan nodded, catching his breath. "I don't feel strong. Yet. But with you, I feel capable." She smiled faintly. "You are learning, and learning quickly." Suddenly, the ground trembled. A loud roar echoed across the colony. Ethan's helmet sensors flared, detecting a massive energy signature approaching fast. "The warlord himself," Lysara said, her tone grim. "He arrives sooner than expected. We must be ready." Ethan's mind raced. They had held off scouts, but the main force would be overwhelming. Yet he felt a strange calm. Humans survived by facing impossible odds, adapting, and finding solutions where others failed. This was no different. "We hold them here," he said. "We use the terrain, our traps, and your abilities. We can slow them down. Give the inhabitants a chance to escape." Lysara studied him. "You speak with wisdom, human. Perhaps you are what this world has been waiting for." The roar grew louder, and shadows darkened the plaza. Ethan raised his rifle, heart pounding, yet focused. He could see the invisible scouts, the traps, and the path the enemy would take. For the first time, he understood his gift fully. As the warlord's forces moved into view, Lysara appeared beside him, her energy forming a protective shield around the two humans. "We fight together," she said. Ethan nodded. Together. The first wave of attackers came, sleek armored figures moving with deadly precision. But Ethan anticipated their movements, guiding Morales and Lysara with sharp commands. Energy blasts from Lysara disarmed many, while carefully placed traps disabled the rest. The battle raged, and Ethan realized something profound. Humans, even one human, could change the course of events when they saw what others could not. His mind, his instincts, and his courage made a difference, not through raw power, but through vision and adaptability. As the night deepened, the enemy retreated temporarily, regrouping for a larger assault. Ethan, Lysara, and Morales stood amidst the chaos, breathing heavily. "You have proven yourself," Lysara said, her voice calm yet filled with respect. "Not many could face what you have faced and survive. But this is only the beginning. The warlord will return, stronger, smarter, and he will not fail." Ethan looked at her, determination settling in. "Then we prepare. We fight. And we show him that he cannot conquer this world, not while humans and allies stand together." Lysara's eyes softened. "Yes, human. Together, we are stronger than he imagines. Together, we may succeed where others have failed." The three of them, human, and alien, stood ready as the first light of Zytheria's twin suns broke over the horizon. They had survived the night, forged an unlikely alliance, and discovered a truth that would shape the battles to come. When humans and alien allies work together, even the invisible can be seen, and even the impossible can be overcome. Ethan Harris had seen Lysara, the Invisible Queen, and in doing so, he had found a purpose beyond duty, a reason to fight, a reason to survive, and a reason to believe in the power of unity. The warlord's forces would return. But next time, Ethan would be ready, and Lysara would stand with him,